it's going to get real for them. There we go. Thank you, Duval. And then at about 4 South African time, we will announce our winners and then we will close the day. So last bit of my formalities, just a welcome to our judges, of course, to Joanna Bingham. She is the CEO of Footprints Africa. Sorry, I just need to pull up my notes here quickly so I can give her the proper intro that she deserves. So Joanna is passionate about supporting businesses to improve their social and environmental performance. She believes in the role of a strong value chain in achieving business success. Her passion led her to establish Footprints Africa, which functions to support SMEs in Ghana and to undertake research on circular economy in Africa. Thank you for joining us, Joanna. Then second, we have Paul Curry. You might notice here that we have two Pauls, but we'll get to that situation just now. We have Paul Curry. He is the manager of the Urban Systems Unit at ICLEI Africa. He's a researcher of African urban resource and service systems with an interest in connecting quantitative analysis with storytelling and visual elicitation. His research and facilitation aim to further understand urban metabolism and circular development in African contexts. With ICLEI Africa, he supports African local government officers and stakeholders to take on systems approaches, both in strategy and in implementation. His projects relate to themes of food systems governance, circular economy, nature-based solutions, and food-water energy nexus. Paul, I have no idea what half those words mean. We're going to have a conversation after this. And then there is other Paul. I'm not being mean. He has chosen to identify it as other Paul for purposes hereof. So other Paul has been lucky enough to co-found many startups with some inspiring people, and a few of those concluded in successful exits. At Lobster Inc., they built an education technology platform that spanned over 2 million users and distributed curated learning content globally in over 20 languages. This journey taught him some valuable skills, which he now plans to utilize in his next focus area, climate tech. Innovators have consistently solved complex global problems driven by intrinsic value creation. Now humanity asks innovators to solve the world's most complex problems yet, namely decarbonizing the global economy. Other Paul's aim is to utilize his skills to support and grow these innovators to produce solutions that will allow us to live a more sustainable future. Thank you so much to our judges for joining us. We really appreciate your time. And finalists, please remember, these people, really, I know them, they are all so kind, so nice. They are here to support you. They're not sitting there like evil judges. They don't want you to score 0. Trust me, they want to score all of you 10. So don't be afraid of them. Very, very nice people here to help you. They just have the unfortunate task today of working with the numbers and deciding on our winners. So best of luck to you judges. Then I'll now hand over to Ambassador Anna Lamila. She is of the Embassy of Finland to Pretoria. She also is delightfully nice, and she will do our official welcoming, and everyone will be very relieved to finally stop listening to me and to now hear from you, Ambassador.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
And you can see me?
You are fully here, Ambassador.
Okay. So, dear circular economy friends and builders, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to participate today in this event to showcase innovative circular economy businesses and aspiring circular economy entrepreneurs with new innovative ideas. Circular economy plays an important role in providing some of the answers to the huge challenges we face in the world due to climate change, loss of biodiversity, and natural resources. The economic models based on wasteful utilization of natural resources and polluting the environment we live in can no longer be sustained. We need to stop this linear thinking that in reality means externalizing the problems created by pollution and overuse of natural resources. Events like the one today are important to showcase that there is also more to circular economy than environmental protection. It makes economic sense through resource and material efficiencies and jobs and growth created with new innovative products and services. My country, Finland, puts a lot of emphasis into transitioning to carbon neutral circular economy. Our target is the year 2035, which is among the most ambitious climate targets in the world. We were the first country in the world to develop a national roadmap to transition to circular economy already in 2014. We see the low carbon circular economy as a necessity for climate and environment reasons, but also as the future basis of our economy and the international competitiveness of our industries. According to a study carried out by the Finnish Innovation Fund, Sitra, the circular economy can increase the value of our national economy by at least 3 billion euros by 2030. In our international cooperation, we also see that it is important to support efforts in our partner countries in their transition into circular economy. And of course, South Africa is one of them. Sitra hosts the World Circular Economy Forum annually to advance this agenda globally. Finland is a strategic partner of the Africa Circular Economy Alliance, where South Africa is one of the founding members. We are also working with African Development Bank and the Nordic Development Fund to start our joint support to strengthening the Africa Circular Economy Alliance and the enabling environment for circular economy transformation and uptake of innovations and practices. There will also be private sector support for startups and SMEs. We have been partnering with South Africa in supporting the national innovation system development and startup ecosystem development since the early 2000s. When we decided to engage in funding circular economy transition initiatives, the focus on innovations and startups was a logical continuation of our previous cooperation. Towards the end of last year, we launched a call for proposals to support innovative private sector circular economy companies in South Africa. ICLEI Africa, in partnership with LaunchLab, was selected as one of the 3 projects funded by the Embassy. The other 2 projects are implemented by Fitula and Warm Hub, focusing on innovative acceleration and on female entrepreneurs in circular economy. Through these projects, we are hoping to provide a stimulus for innovative new circular economy solutions and to accelerate the existing innovative circular economy businesses, growth and job creation. We agree fully with ICLEI Africa and the LaunchLab that there is a lot of potential to increase circularity through innovations related to food, health, and climate change. We also see the importance of this project through the linkages to the city's sustainability planning. Cities have a crucial role to play in climate change mitigations and adaptation. The waste management issues fall mostly within cities' mandate, and circular economy innovations often stem from the city context. In addition to our governmental engagements in this field, I would also like to mention some of the inspiring work being implemented in South Africa by Finnish companies that have circular economy models integrated into their operations. Huhtamäki is a key global provider of sustainable packaging solutions, having incorporated circularity design into their packaging. An example of this is the collection and use of recycled paper cups in egg trays. And you might find Huhtamäki cups in places like McDonald's or KFC. Other examples of Finnish companies' commitment to promoting a circular economy in South Africa include UPM Raflatac's label loop labels to increase recyclability. And then we have Valmet's biodegradable fibers and condensate recycling solutions in the pulp and paper industry. I sincerely believe there is a lot more potential for South African and Finnish companies to work together to advance circular economy. We are looking into possibilities to promote further innovation cooperation and co-creation between Finnish and South African companies working on circular economy solutions. We are also planning to launch a new call for proposals during the first half of next year to increase our support for South African companies in this field. I would like to close by appreciating the opportunity to participate in this event today. I believe that events like this help bring forward innovative new business models and circular economy solutions. Visibility that this type of platform provides is important in attracting new partners and making your business idea known. The winners will have the opportunity to get support from the LaunchLab to help them move into right direction in their journey. I'm looking forward to the pitches of the finalists and wish all of you the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. It's always wonderful when we have the opportunity to work with such mission-aligned partners as these, to have partners who are truly passionate about the things that we are passionate about as well. Right, guys, the moment is upon us. The time has come. So how it's going to work, each team will have 3 minutes to pitch their idea, and then we will allow 3 minutes for our judges to ask questions. The teams will be muted by my colleague Duval, who is secretly on standby here somewhere. As I mentioned to you guys, I'm in a game reserve. Oh, there's Duval, great stuff. So he's, normally I'm the guy with the evil mute button, but thankfully today it's not me, it's gonna be Duval. And also, should I bomb out of this meeting for some reason, if Vodacom betrays me, then Duval will also be the one who takes over. He will absolutely hate me for that, but I will just refer him to my service provider, I guess. Right, everyone. I hope you are ready, because I sure am. I love a good pitch. And as we heard, the ambassador is also excited, and I'm sure all of you are dying of excitement. So we will start off with our existing businesses. They are going to go in the order of Kudoti, Osoma Begbe, Cup, Biha Eco Venture, Waste Bazaar, Ukuhamba Prosthetics, Coffee Zen, and then Aquagel. And then we are going to take a break. Fantastic, guys. I am looking forward to it. So first up, Kudoti. Matthew, are you with us? There we go. Matthew's not playing around.
Yeah, hi, Leanna. Hi, everyone. Good to be here. So yeah, should I just get started?
Whenever you're ready, Matthew, but please don't make us wait too long.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. So hi, everyone. My name is Matthew de Godemar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Kudoti. So really, the reason why we've created Kudoti, and I think this will resonate quite well with people in this audience, is that we believe that only 50% of the world economy is currently built, in the sense that we've become very, very good at making things, but we're still very, very bad at actually managing those things when we're done using them. So our focus is to remedy this by actually building the supply chains that enable for the efficient and profitable flow of waste materials and products back from being waste into manufacturing and useful applications. So essentially, the reverse supply chains, the other 50% of the economy, as opposed to the existing supply chains that get the products to our homes and to when we use them. So our work is to integrate the different stakeholders in the value chain into these supply chains. So we've listed here all the stakeholders that we work with. And our work is to actually bring them into this single environment via our digital platform. And through our platform, we essentially follow these 5 steps that I mentioned here, starting with number 1, where we're actually tracking in real time the flows of waste coming from each stakeholder in the value chain. We then enable those stakeholders to trade. We trace all those interactions across each stakeholder, and then we actually come in on top of the supply chains and implement rewards, incentives, and we work with brands and governments to then sponsor the supply chain, that is to inject additional value through investment and additional value add. So very simply, our platform is a cloud-based platform that people access via their phones, or their computers or tablets. And that is where we track the data and we enable the exchanges of waste between each stakeholder. So just very quickly, these are the current clients that we work with, spread across South Africa and as well as of recently India, where we've recently launched our platform. And you'll see that our focus is really mainly working with FMCG brands, but also some governments at actually implementing and building these reverse supply chains for waste. This is our team. We're all based in South Africa, and we're spread across business, tech, and operations. We're currently hiring more people, so if you know people who would like to join us, I'm very open to hearing about it. And that's my pitch. We're Kudoti. I look forward to the questions. Thanks very much.
Well done, Matthew. I love it when no one has to get muted. 3 minutes, when I first started doing this type of thing, 3 minutes seemed like such a short time, but now I know so much can be said in 3 minutes, just not by a talkative person like myself. Right, judges, we're going to go on to your questions. So participants, the really good news here is that the judges can also get muted out if they are naughty. So I was going to appoint a judge, but I see other Paul has unmuted himself already. Paul, please go ahead. What do you have for Matthew?
Hi, Matthew. What does the revenue model look like, and how do you charge your clients?
Yeah, thanks, Paul, for the question. So our revenue model is we sell our platform for a license fee. Right now, we're selling that platform to brands and governments so that we can help them essentially implement their circular economy projects and goals. So for an example, we work with Distel. Distel bought a license in our platform, and now we're helping Distel essentially use our platform to bring back all their glass bottles that they've sold back into their manufacturing plant so that they can refill them and reuse them. So in that case, Distel is our client, but we then have onboarded a whole number of users that are part of the value chain as part of that license fee that we sold to Distel. So that's currently our model. We do see an evolution of this coming into play probably in about 2 years' time, where we want to shift from a license fee model to more of a marketplace model, where we're actually more focused on actually enabling the exchanges of waste between the different stakeholders in the value chain. But what we've noticed is that actually to get there, we need quite a large number of, we need a critical mass of users that we don't have. So we're going through the licensing model first to be able to essentially grow our own footprint across the different users.
Great, thanks, Matthew.
Right. Joanna, do you perhaps have a question for Matthew?
I have 2. Thank you for the presentation, very interesting. So the first one linked to what you just talked about before, what are the key barriers to profitability? And the second one is, why did you want to be part of this competition?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So I think maybe to start with the second one, why we wanted to be part of this competition is we're very much at a pivot or a pivoting point for our company, where we've validated some key assumptions and key hypotheses around our model, both business model and operating model. And we're really looking to take our business to the next level through partnerships and by actually engaging with a larger number of stakeholders in the ecosystem. So we're looking at the LaunchLab to help us do that and build our business fundamentals. The small amount of funding will help as well to invest in some parts of our business. And also, more importantly, I think the partnerships that we can look to unlock through this kind of engagements is really what we're looking for.
What are those hypotheses that you mentioned? You said you have hypotheses for testing.
Right. So I think that's actually a good bridgeway to the first question, where we've actually discovered that we can run this model by partnering with the brands who finance essentially the implementation of the platform. And that was something that we actually learned along the way, where, as I was describing to Paul, we actually tried to do the marketplace first, and that didn't work. We just couldn't get the critical mass of users with the amount of resources that we had. And if you think about others that have done this, an Amazon type e-commerce platform, the amount of resources you have to inject to actually build the critical mass of users is really quite high. So
sorry, Matt, time's up.
Okay.
Thanks, Duval. Right, Eugene, are you ready? Osoma Big Bear. So in the interest of full disclosure, I want to add that Kudoti and Aquagel have both recently completed one of LaunchLab's incubation programs, business builder programs called Countdown. But that is why we don't have any LaunchLab judges on here. Everyone is completely impartial. So I could see Joanna was worried now there for a moment. She was like, wait, what the hell is this? Have I been drawn into some corruption? You have not, don't worry about it, Joanna. All of our judges are independent of LaunchLab. Right, Eugene, your screen is coming up.
Hello, everyone.
Great, Eugene, we can hear you and we can see, so whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Eugene Oshomoegbe from Nigeria, and I'm the founder of Oshomoegbe Global Ventures, which is a clean energy solar drying technology for smallholder farmers. In Nigeria specifically, over 50% of the harvested agricultural products by smallholder farmers, especially perishable vegetable products, end up going to waste due to post-harvest losses and due to the fact that they don't have accurate processing facilities for these products. So what we've been able to do is to come up with a solution to this problem, which is the solar drying technology that we've been able to set up. The solar dryers are built from plastic waste that are mixed together with wood. So these woods are recycled and used to build the solar dryers for the farmers so that they can process their products as an affordable fee. Basically, the deal we offer is solar drying services for the smallholder farmers. We set up a drying center, they bring their products and we dry it for them at an affordable fee of $0.1 per kg, which is 15 naira per kg in the Nigerian equivalent. So the market opportunity we have is 37.5 million smallholder farmers in Nigeria, and over 15 million smallholder farmers are serviceable markets. And currently now with our solution, we're just targeting 100,000 smallholder farmers between now and the next 5 years. The value proposition of our solution is the affordability, the ease of use, and it's solar powered, as well as it accelerates the drying time. So it's a fast drying time technology. So basically what we do and the way we get our customers, first we state our hypothesis, then we test this hypothesis by using various indices. Then we take our solutions to a few of our clients, which is the smallholder farmers, through a pilot phase. Then when we test it there, we verify our solutions by the feedback that we get from them. So currently we need $10,000 to scale up our production and also to expand our customer base and boost our delivery structure as well as our human resources. So we make money from our solution. Our business model is in 3 facets. First is the solar drying services, which we render. Second is the solar dryers, which we sell. And thirdly, the solar dried products, which we sell in our reusable packaging. They come in 50 grams and 100 gram plastic packs. So each time the clients return these products to rebuy from us again, they get a discount from us to them. So that's the way of us being able to control the amount of usage of plastics. Then these are my team members, myself, Joy Adaba, who is our operations manager, Otman Nesawe, who is our financial manager, and Habiba Tamadu, who is our marketing manager. And they have their respective qualifications under there as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. Again, everyone surprising me with coming in under 3 minutes today. Paul, not other Paul, other Paul. As you didn't have a turn just now, I think we're going to start with you for the questions. Eugene, I hope you're ready.
Thanks, Eugene, so much for the presentation. I just want to reflect on your
proposed market of smallholders and what your proposition is for reaching that market. You mentioned that some people can bring the produce to you for the drying service. Are there intentions that there can be different hubs of drying service offered around different locations, or is the hope that where you can't offer that service, they'll buy the dryer themselves?
Thank you, Paul. Actually, what we hope to do is to set up various drying hubs in these target communities as well. But in the meantime, because we are limited by funds as well, part of what we do is to lease vehicles that can be able to pick these products from various small communities and bring it to our centralized drying center. And after the products are dried, we'll ship it back to these people using similar route as well.
Good, Paul. I assume you're happy with that. Right, I'm going to pass over to other Paul.
How do you scale this? And that's the first part of my question. Second part of my question is, how easy is it for people to copy this?
Okay, it's very easy to scale because first of all, the dryers themselves come in different designs. We have this one right here on your screen is the tunnel dryers. We also have the box dryers and the cabinet dryers. Those ones are easily movable and they are collapsible. So the dryers come with manuals that whoever the users are, they can be able to get access to these manuals and be able to couple the solutions. That's the dryers themselves for usage. Yes.
Fantastic. Can I ask one quick question?
Go for it, Paul.
How many clients do you have?
Okay, currently we have 300 smallholder farmers.
So
yes,
could you repeat
300
that?
smallholder.
300. Wow. Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Right, Paul, no bias here, hey? No being impressed out loud. You gotta keep that poker face going. Right, Joanna, I think we still have it. Oh no, Duval is unmuted. I think the time is up.
No, we've got 40 seconds left.
Oh shit, okay, quickly, Joanna, run.
I was curious, you showed your figures, your revenue figures, which I'm assuming are projections. When are they projections for, and what does your revenue look like currently? I'll go with that.
Okay, those projections are for 2022 to 2023. And currently our projection, we've been able to raise 4,000 euros from our drying services that we render. Then we've been able to raise also $1,500 from the sales of our solar dryers as well, because we sell the small solar dryers. The larger ones are majorly for the
sorry, Eugene, your time is up. Sorry.
Well done, thank you, Eugene. If you can just stop your share there, Eugene. Right, thank you. I feel like I'm also perhaps in a solar powered dryer here. Right, next up, Abdul with cup all the way from Egypt. There we go, Abdul, we can see. So whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone, my name is Abdurrahman Halafawi. I'm co-founder of Lamila. So what's the relationship between your cup of coffee and the global warming? Maybe we could think that global warming is affecting in agriculture. One of the crops will affect in the future coffee beans. So maybe your cup of coffee will not be exist in the future. That's a good thought. But what if your cup of coffee one of the main causes for global warming? So we drink every day 2.2 million cups of coffee every day, and that's to produce over 16 million tons of coffee ground around the year. This amount of coffee ground causes human emissions, including carbon and methane, and those one of the main causes for the global warming. But actually, this is not the only problem. But wasting a resource such as coffee ground full of nutrition and organic matter is a wasting for resource could be used in different industries, and this is one of the real problems that we are here today pitching our idea for it. So that we established Lamila, an agri-tech startup building a collection system to collect the spent coffee ground from coffee shops such as Costa and Dunkin' Donuts to maximize the value out of these coffee grounds to empower different industries. So the upper side shows the current value chain or the current zero value chain in Egypt and most of Africa countries. There is thousands of coffee shops producing million cups of coffee, and that produces 1,000 tons of coffee ground, all of it going to landfill. But the underside, the real value chain that we are creating is collecting the coffee ground and making new products out of it. We started with mushroom farming. We are using the French coffee ground as a main soil to grow different types of mushroom. Using coffee ground to grow mushroom, it makes it grow faster. It takes 6 weeks instead of 3 months for any other soil. It's also full of nutrition coffee ground, so it gives the mushroom the high quality. Besides, coffee ground is affordable material and available around not other like any other soil that's available for mushroom. Besides, it's a smart solution. Currently, selling the mushroom in the current revenue model that we have, and we are selling for both B2B and B2C segments. Our market is very big. In each market, it's worth $57 million, and MENA region and the global market is very big market. We are looking for expanding to it by the next year, inshallah. We started 3 years ago. We were able to collect over 1,040,000 kilograms of coffee ground, and we have prevented over 17 tons of CO2 emissions. We are collecting our waste from 7 locations in Egypt from 5 coffee chains, and we have produced over 6,000 kilograms of mushroom, and we sold it to over 22 B2B customers. Our team has a diverse field experience, over 25 years experience in waste management and biotechnology, to be able to just have the idea and promote it and validate it and exist in the market. And we couldn't do this without our team. R&D is one of the essential things that we have in our business. And winning this competition will help us to keep moving for R&D and validate new solutions, not only for the mushroom soil to grow coffee ground to grow mushroom, but also for growing for other products out of coffee ground and prevent the bad effects for the coffee ground. That's everything, and thank you.
Again, just under 3. Guys, I can't stop being impressed by this. Right, Joanna, I'm going to throw it your way first. Do you have any questions for Abdul?
I do. So my husband's a scientist and I'm an eco weirdo, and we decided to grow our own mushrooms off our coffee waste. And he even took the coffee and put it in his autoclave in the lab, and it still got contaminated. So how do you stop it getting contaminated? How much do you lose typically from contamination?
Actually, coffee is very sensitive regarding to contamination. So we are having a special treatment for the coffee after we got it from the coffee chains, because if you get the coffee and you put the coffee beans inside it, it's only grown. Actually, we took about over 12 months to be able to find the right recipe to be able to grow mushroom inside the coffee ground. So it's not the only just easy treatment. It will require different facilities. We have lucky to have Mahmoud, our CTO. He has over 12 years experience in biotechnology, so work hard to find the right recipe to do this.
There we go. Thank you.
After that, we can share thoughts about this after this.
Right. Other Paul, you're sitting there very seriously. I'm thinking maybe you have a question.
I do have a question. What are the logistics involved in collecting the waste from each of these cafes?
I'm sorry?
What are the logistics involved in collecting the coffee ground waste?
Yes, this is one of our good things that we are doing. We are collecting the coffee waste every day, night from coffee shops, from the five coffee shops to have from the 7 locations. It was hard at the first, but we are doing this right now by ourselves. We have a motorcycle worker. He is going every day, night after the overcrowded in Cairo to collect the coffee waste. It's a small process. We are lucky to have these coffee chains near from each other, so it takes about 50 minutes to collect all the amount of coffee ground from all of them and take it to our production unit because it's near from them. So it's just a small operation.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right, Paul, over to you.
I was also interested in the logistics question because there's also the trade-off question of the carbon from the transport. But maybe I'll ask the question about does 100% of the coffee grounds then get transformed into a usable product, or is there further waste? And what do you do with that? So I saw you had animal feed, which I presume is the mushrooms, but maybe it's the coffee grounds. So maybe just clarify on what's the journey of the coffee grounds after mushroom growth?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, let me just moving forward to the last slide. When we were speaking about the animal feed or the bioorganic fertilizer. So after we got the mushroom, the soil still exists. We found the research that we can turn this waste our coffee ground after having the treatment for growing mushrooms for the animal feed because it's full of nitrogen, and the protein that's needed for animal feed. We're still doing the research regarding to this. And also we found that it could be organic fertilizer because the organic matter still exists inside it and the amount of the nitrogen regarding to the soil. But we found it's required to be good for specific products or specific crops. So we're still doing research about this.
Thank you,
After we get the
Abdul.
final,
Sorry, we're done.
Thank you very much, Abdul. Great stuff. I love that question that came from Joanna. Such a very technical question. I think often our entrepreneurs who are pitching, they know that the judges might not be as technically proficient in their given area as they are, and they can maybe sometimes try to get away with a little bit of, noise, shall we say. So I love when something like that happens, when a judge just, happens to have a PhD in microbiology or something like that. Hamidu, I see you're not even going to wait for my invitation. You are ready. Hamidu from Uganda with Biha Eco Venture. Hamidu, I think you are still going full screen.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you and we can see your screen, but it's not yet full screen on our side. Oh, there we go. It has just loaded. So whenever you're ready, Hamidu.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Allow growing up access to essential needs of life, such as good housing, access to electricity, were a daily struggles for my family and community. I share the same experience with over 27 million people who are experiencing enormous roofing challenges and energy outcries, while 2.5 million tons of plastic waste are generated annually and banned as a common practice, which emits greenhouse gases to our ecosystem. The Eco Venture changes that. Our company is at the intersection between sustainable housing and clean energy using waste recycling as an enabler. We have dropped a low-cost plastic solar roof tile for sustainable roofing and clean energy provision to low-income earners. Our product is served in form of a kit. Each kit has 25 roof tiles, and these are backed with a comprehensive service bundle of loan linkage and flexible financing plans. Households save $800 annually on both energy and construction costs. We have created a waste collection system. Our products are locally made from recycled plastic porridge, which is mixed with eggshell powder and formed using an injection molding technology to form roof tiles that are integrated with a customized solar panel for emission-free energy. We work with a network of 150 waste collectors operating around 120 landfills. Since our inception, we have served 212 homes in Uganda and some parts of Kenya. Our team is of passionate renewable entrepreneurs and engineers with 7 years of experience in commissioning solar innovations in off-grid communities with expertise in plastic recycling. Our vision to grow is to serve 10,000 homes with our plastic solar roof tiles and transforming 2,500 tons of plastic from the environment by 2026 and expand our collection site from 120 to 320 sites by 2023. We also want to develop a software called the One Plastic Ton to be able to manage the plastic collected monthly. My name is Hamid Sonko. Join us in this revolution of building sustainable homes as we go towards the circular economy. We care about the environment because we know we have one. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamidu. What a very gripping note to end on. Right, Paul, are you ready for this? Because Hamidu is clearly ready for you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, is it me? I'll jump in quickly.
No, you are Paul. Yeah, other Paul. Paul.
Thank you very much for the pitch. I really like the integration of a waste solution and energy solution with the housing solution. Can you reflect on how much, let's say, a roof that's imaged here could produce in terms of energy per day? What types of things could it power in the house? And then perhaps just a reflection on the model for collecting the plastic waste. You said you work with waste pickers. Is there an off-take agreement with them? How do they get paid for that?
Well, our kit comprises of 25 roof tiles, and 25 roof tiles can provide 50 watts, which can light up a home for 3 consecutive days. We have a waste collection system of women waste collectors operating on different landfills, so they are paid on the plastic that is being collected. So we are trying to design a USSD supported system where they can be paid through mobile money, and we can be able to monitor the plastic that is being collected using that system.
Go for it, other Paul.
Hi, Amidu. Great pitch, by the way. Quick one. Why did you go for this design? And is it the most efficient design of roof tile, given that there's a plastic ridge in between the various solar panels?
Yeah, we went for this design because most of the people in rural areas, because those are some of our targeted groups, they are experiencing.
Hamidu, we are losing you, but they perhaps turn your video off. Duval, if we could just get a pause on the time there.
And enormous roofing challenges, a solution that provides both clean energy. Well, we decided to use this type of design because we are targeting rural people who are experiencing enormous roofing challenges and they don't have electricity. So our product serves a dual purpose where people can access clean energy and also ending enormous roofing challenges among those targeted groups. So it's why we have a plastic solar roof tile that is integrated with a customized solar panel.
Thanks, Amidu.
Right, Joanna, last but definitely not least.
I love that you are tackling 3 massive challenges with this product. So, and your passion is wonderful. My question is around, you said you use eggshells. Do you also use sand? Is there enough eggshells as you scale? And if you use sand, the environmental challenges of both mining sand and also the mixed material of plastic and sand and the disassembliness of the roof tiles later?
Well, other companies decide to use sand because we know why when we use sand, how it can affect the environment. So we decided to use eggshell powder, and we partner with chicken incubation companies where we can get enough poultry eggshell that we use in making our products. So we have enough source of eggshell that we can use.
And is there enough as you scale?
Yeah, sure, because there are over many incubation companies in Uganda which are dealing in chicken production, and we get enough raw materials, and on a monthly basis we get over 2 tons of eggshells.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hamidu, and thank you, judges. Next up, we have Victor from Nigeria with Waste Bazaar. Now, you guys will have heard me say many times which country someone is from, and that is because we are privileged to have representatives from 7 different African countries here today, and that is pretty cool if you ask me. It's wonderful to know that the whole continent is really embracing circularity principles. Victor, it seems you are ready, so I shall not hold you up any longer. Please go for it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victor Amusa, and I'm a techie from Nigeria. Urban waste management is a pressing challenge across African society and municipalities. Once upon a time, the World Cup used to be an inspiration. But over here, you can see that urban waste management crisis is actually a ticking time bomb. Right from South Africa, on the streets of Johannesburg, inner cities, and even in the suburbs, you find a situation where growing population is directly responsible for urban waste management challenges. Over here in Nigeria, Lagos is a big city with 13,000 metric tons of garbage daily generated, and only 20% is collected. Indeed, there is a need for an action. Waste Bazaar is a clean tech, providing on-demand waste collection and incentivized recycling service to urban municipalities faced with emerging waste management crisis, and directly supporting informal sector participation. What do we do and how does it work? waste is being generated in two categories, the recyclable waste and the non-recyclable waste. What we do at Waste Bazaar answers all, in that the recyclable waste are being directed, users in the urban areas are connected to the nearest recycling stations where they earn per kilogram of recyclable plastics or even carton or paper that are deposited at this recycling kiosk. These recycling kiosks are operated majorly by local women and youth in the community. There is an integration of an uptake for these materials into the manufacturing process, back into manufacturing of furniture, bottle to bottle, and even egg crates. Furthermore, the non-recyclable part of the waste is connected to waste haulers in the nearest community, just like you have Uber. So at the convenience of your home, you can order for this waste hauling service and interestingly, get to pay with waste itself. Indeed, we are data driven. Waste Bazaar provides you avenue in both the mobile app and also the web-based platform, where users are open up to upfront pricing, pay as you dispose, and monthly subscription options. Another very beautiful thing is that we allow reduced service costs to via route optimization for waste haulers. In that way, they are able to save a lot of money and they're also able to generate reasonable income. We also have a smart way of providing an avenue for users, which are majorly waste station operators, to be able to keep the inventory of their collections. Furthermore, we provide them business support trainings as well. How are we different from other competitions? Why other competitions are in search of just collecting plastics and only recyclable waste? We provide an holistic solution that allows residents on our app to use their earnings on the app to trade. They can get cash. They can also trade for groceries.
Sorry, Victor, that's your 3 minutes.
Well.
Oh, sorry, Victor, that you had to be the one to break our trend for the day. Right, judges. Other Paul, who's so quick on that unmuting trigger finger of his. What questions have you for Victor?
Hi, Victor. Where does your revenue come from that you're able to distribute it to your people who collect your waste?
You are muted there, Victor.
Okay, thank you. The revenue comes from the waste haulers and then the recycling station operators. We charge 15% commission on waste hauling transactions and then 15% commission on waste recycling transactions as well. So far, we've been able to recycle 2.1 million kilograms of plastic waste in just 2 years.
Great.
Cool, thank you. Joanna.
I am processing. There's a lot to take on there. Some of these move very fast, so I'm going to let Paul take.
There we go, Paul. You've been summoned.
Sure. Thanks, Victor, very much. And I think the traceability offered through this is really important to actually get a measure of how much waste is moving through our cities. I'd like to know, you've got 4 major cities listed on this slide. Are you in agreements or working with officials in the cities to help improve waste management?
Well, we have a B2G feature on our platform that also supports municipalities. But what we have noticed about scaling is engaging the people quite intently as opposed to engaging government because of the bureaucracies. So what we do is we allow residents earn from waste, and that way everybody's interested in joining the team. Now that's how well we've incorporated our solution in the cities, not really with government.
If I can ask a follow-up, what is the engagement with residents like? How do you convince them to buy into your service?
One thing about incentives is that it's attractive. We provide incentives for as much as deposits of recyclable waste you do, and then we also provide escrow services for waste haulers to be assured that they're going to get paid when they pick up your general waste. That is how well it has been attractive to them. And so far, we have 400 paying users and over 800 downloads on Play Store.
There we go. Joanna, I hope you're ready with some questions. Paul, the 2 there, you definitely owe him a coffee after this. I think he'll be willing to fly to Ghana to get it. I suspect as much.
No, I'm good, thank you. I think yeah, I think I need to get, when we speak to the judges, I think I need to get clarification on a few things that just weren't quite clear to me.
All good, Joanna. Righto. Thank you very much, Victor, for your presentation. You can stop sharing. And next up, we will go local is lekker with Sibongile and Ukuhamba Prosthetics. Sibongile, are you ready? You see things are heating up. The judges are getting real. The pictures are getting long. There we go, Sibongile. We can see the screen. It's not full screen yet, but I see you are heading there. There we go, Sibongile. We can see, we can't hear you yet, but whenever you're ready, we are ready. Sibongile, I feel
Hello?
I can maybe, oh, there we go. Now we
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. We are Ukuhamba Prosthetics and Authority. Ukuhamba, our motto is giving you a hand. Ukuhamba actually produces your lightweight, low-cost, water-resistant, durable prosthetics, splints, and braces to improve the living conditions of those that are living with physical disabilities and amputees to improve their living conditions. And we're into your biotechnology and healthcare manufacturing. This is Tumsani. He has lost his leg due to sugar diabetes, and there are thousands of people like him in South Africa. Tumsani has been living for more than 5 years without access to affordable prosthetic limbs due to the fact that it's too expensive. And thousands of people across South Africa suffer from this challenge with no solution available, no hope of more comfortable life. This inspired me to think there must be a better way. How can we provide Tumsani and others with a comfortable, light, affordable prosthetics with a shorter waiting time? Currently, for example, Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital, being the 3rd largest hospital in the entire world, can only produce 120 prosthetics a month annually with a database of 10,000 patients annually. We leverage the digital technology for faster production, better fit, sustainable and affordable of prosthetic limbs for less privileged people in South Africa by using 3D printing technology, 3D scanner and mobile apps for ordering and measuring. We have been able to quickly and efficiently produce prosthetics at a relative low cost, providing these to those waiting for the prosthetics. These are our prosthetics that are actually custom made, lightweight, water resistant. Tumsani with his new lightweight, durable plastic prosthetics proudly manufactured by Ukuhamba. And this is some of our work. We're able to actually produce your low-cost prosthetics from affordable material, which is your recyclable plastic. And we've been actually awarded a global award under Innovation 2020. And these are some of our partners. As you can see, this is specifically wearing our splint and Spamandla. Currently, our competitors are Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital and also Michael Nell. The disadvantage is that they actually have a long waiting list. And although our disadvantage is that we are newly incorporated, however, we are more affordable. We actually, our prices starts from 15,000 upwards compared to other competitors such as Michael Nell. And we actually design, produce, and supply to different customer segmentation and requirements. And also we produce 3 prosthetics per day and 60 per month. We also repair and maintenance of prosthetics charge at a fee. And our total of sale is 720. We have a capacity of 720 and also target sale, it's 300 Rand. Our profit margin is 50%. And this is our other revenue stream. We actually generate we raise money from 3D design
that's time
for
up.
clients.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, perhaps Sibongile, you did a really good job up until then. Flippin' Duval with his time, you know, I wish it wasn't this way. So I see both Pauls have unmuted themselves. It's getting very competitive. I'm going to ask other Paul to go first for us, please.
Hi, Sibongile. Can I ask you a question with regards to the price of the prosthetic? On one slide, you said 1,500, and on the next slide, I think I saw 15,000. So could you just clarify that for me?
You are likely still muted, Sibongile.
Okay, sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so for the one for 15,000, it was specifically for adults, people like Tumseni. And then for like, if it's for kids, like for in hand, it actually starts from 1,500 rand. It actually depends with the customer's requirements and specifications.
Okay, so would you say a differentiating factor is how much cheaper are you than your competitors?
We are actually, when it comes to a hand, we are much cheaper because currently within what you call an arm, we actually charge 1,500 rand. And then for like a lower limb, which is the entire leg, it's actually 15,000 from us. Michael Nell actually charged from 45,000 upwards.
Okay. So as a general percentage, how far is that delta between your cost and your competitor's cost? Average.
I beg your pardon?
No, not to worry. I think I'll get to the answer. Thank you.
But Paul's going to do the maths themselves. Right. Paul, you also unmuted, also ready for it.
I just wanted a question about your feedstock for producing this. So what goes into it and how do you do quality control on the plastics that are used in the 3D printer?
Okay, currently Uguhamba is establishing a local material cycle with partners active in plastic recycling. We work with one of the company in KZN, and they actually in charge in terms of the manufacturing of the plastic cycle. Then we actually buy the what you call the raw material like a filament. Then we actually use it in our 3D printer. That's one of the principles of the circular economy.
Right, it seems Paul is pleased with that answer there. Joanna, do you have anything for Sibongile?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And what an amazing thing to offer access for people who wouldn't otherwise get access. My question is around the material. So I understand that the skin is very sensitive and a hard plastic might irritate it. So how usable is this? That's the first one. And secondly, you had the advantage of two of your competitors as longevity, and I wondered how long do these last, if that's an advantage they have over yours.
Okay, currently in terms of the socket, currently what they're actually doing in Barrett's, like they actually use your silicone, and then it's actually hard for a user to actually use. So with the plastic, it becomes more comfortable, and then it also includes like a liner inside for more comfort. And also our plastics, like we said, that we actually work with established like local manufacturers. So we actually like reuse, same for kids, because kids actually outgrow the prosthetic, meaning that they have to like change a prosthetic every year and every after 6 months. So instead of us like destroying the prosthetic, we can also donate this to organization, and also we can like break it down to reproduce like a new build from it.
That's time up. Thank you.
Perfect timing there. Thank you so much. Right, Sibongile, you can stop your share. Fantastic stuff that all of you are doing, really. Some of it is just more relatable to us normal people than others. You know, those of us who don't pursue interesting and knowledge-gaining pastimes, I suppose. Next up, we have Alex from South Africa with Coffee Zen. I know Alex was experiencing some technical difficulties earlier. Oh, but Alex is screen sharing, so I'm thinking that might be a thing of the past. Alex, we can see your screen, but I'm afraid we can't see or hear you. It would be an interesting way to attempt the pitch. There we go.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
You are
Sorry.
now with us, Alex.
Oh, no,
yeah,
perfect.
we can hear you.
I've had more technical difficulties than ESCOM on a good day, so I'm not going to be able to put on my camera today. I just think the network has been fairly bad on my side, so I hope that's all right with the judges. But yeah, let's get the show on the road. Okay, awesome. So someone once said, "What goes great with a cup of coffee? Another cup of coffee." Let us just take a second to critically analyze that statement. My name is Alex Ralston, and I'm the owner of Coffee Zen. So our story is a very simple one. I'm an avid coffee drinker. I noticed at home that I was throwing away a lot of spent coffee waste each day. Then again, while I was out in Rooiberg at the Marula hub, I noticed that the waste was increasing at an exponential rate. Then back at our offices, I noticed Joanna, our helper, was taking all the excess waste home and she was using it for fertilizer. So this got me thinking, A, there must be a problem, and B, there must be a solution. So our problem is the fact that coffee waste is entering into our landfill sites up to about 8 to 10 grams per cup, basically where it forms part of the emissions of methane, which is greenhouse gas, which is 25 times more potent than carbon dioxide. And this ultimately leads to climate change. So our solution is the following, is to divert waste through the collection from coffee shops, repurpose and create products from the waste using 3D printing, and then selling upscaled items which contribute to a circular economy. So how do we do this? Our expertise, we have improved coffee waste collection methods, advanced use of 3D printing, where one of the oldest business sectors meet the fourth industrial revolution. Currently, we are in our prototyping phase of product development and are pre-revenue. Through this process, we aim to achieve circularity through rethinking, reducing, and reusing waste. So what is our value proposition? Our value proposition is creating opportunities out of waste by joining the circular economy. So our go-to market plan is the following. Our target market is coffee lovers, drilled down to millennials and Gen Z, as they are considered to be environmentally conscious consumer decision makers. How do we intend to acquire these customers? Through retail outlets, partner coffee shops, our e-commerce store, as well as through social media channels. The founding team at the current stage is just myself. I have 4 years experience in EdTech and edutainment business management, and obviously would be looking for new team members within the next 12 months. Our contribution to the Sustainable Development Goals are the following, and I think the most important one is goal number 17, because without partnerships, nothing can be achieved. Our current partners include Indalo Inclusive, who I was part of their Food and Waste Loss Incubator Program, which was funded by the UNDP Accelerator Labs. And then I currently collect my waste from Rooiberg Resort as well as Marula Hub. In terms of our needs, we are looking at gaining technical assistance through the Stellenbosch University LaunchLab program, basically just gaining access to university infrastructure and networks to assist with the further research and development, to help improve product development, and ultimately getting happier customers, which would lead to greater customers. So it does not end with your last sip. Help us create balance and waste. The choice is yours. And then you can find us at the following details.
Thank you very much, Alex. Oh, Joanna, she's keen for some questions here.
I'm ready. Sorry,
Okay,
what exactly are the products you've got in mind? I'm sorry if I missed that.
No, you're quite correct. So at the moment, we are currently testing different products. So my project or my small business is based in Limpopo. So I'm busy creating small curio items for the conservation industry. So looking at sort of partnering with NPOs and NGOs to sort of sell recycle or reusable products. So at this stage, I've done a few small animal models. But in the long term, I would really like to get into potentially the automotive industry. I think there's a lot of potential there for the use of 3D printed additive products.
Could you give an example?
So basically, at the moment, there is a program running in Canada, which I would sort of like to replicate, where a company has partnered with Ford, where they look at producing on large scale different parts for vehicles. So for instance, now your headlights. So at this stage, the sort of funding that I got in my incubator previously was a little bit smaller than the necessary equipment allowed for. So hence I'm on this program. The challenges that I've sort of faced is trying to get in contact with universities. Unless you're not studying there, the guys aren't too keen on engaging. That's been my experience over the past 2 months. So I've looked for different programs, and this program seemed to be one that came out on top, as well as the circular component was very attractive.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you for giving us a shout out there. Next up, Paul. Other Paul is ready for us.
Thanks, Liana. Alex, help me understand the actual material that the coffee grounds are transformed into to become an additive for 3D printing.
Okay, so Paul, so currently at this stage, I'm busy having to dehydrate the coffee. The coffee gets a lot of moisture, and I'm pretty sure, as mentioned by one of our other colleagues or competitors, there tends to be a moss which forms fairly quickly. So I found that you need to dehydrate this quickly. And then once it's been dehydrated, I actually mix it with an epoxy resin. So I'm 3D printing using resin as my mixture. And then thereafter, I have looked into pyrolysis as a way to actually try and break down the material even further. And I've read multiple papers on the process of pyrolysis. It's fairly costly at this stage. Hence the need to sort of partner with universities to try and get access to this sort of machinery.
Okay, so sorry, quick question. So does the coffee grounds enhance the epoxy, or does the epoxy enhance the coffee grounds?
No, the coffee grounds, there has been studies done which basically shows that it actually enhances the sort of plastic material itself.
Okay.
Okay, time is
I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Sorry, Paul, no questions for you. And thank you for that interesting thing that I've got to go Google now, Alex. And thank you also so much for persisting, notwithstanding your technical difficulties. I always feel that technical difficulties wait for instances where you really need technology to work in your favor, such as when you're participating in a pitch competition, to betray you. So thank you very much, Alex, for, as I say, persisting through this. You can stop your share there, please, Alex. And then last, but certainly not least, in our existing business category. So Alex, you seem to have closed your PowerPoint, but not stopped your sharing yet. I'm going to start looking at the things on your desktop and wondering about who you are as a person. Right. Next up, we have Clayton. He is also from South Africa, and he is pitching Aquagel. Duval, I think you could. There we go. Okay. Okay. Duval, we're now viewing your screen. Are you going to pitch for us as well? I'd love to hear it. I didn't know you were working on a circular business idea in private.
The other participant is still sharing. Okay.
No, there we go, Clayton. It's all yours now. It was Duval. He was trying to steal your spotlight, to pitch his own idea. Silly Duval. You can't win one of our competitions. That would make no sense. Right, Clayton, your screen has come up. You can just go full screen and then we're ready for you.
All
your
right.
camera is also still off, Clayton. I know you wanted to do it camera on specifically.
Yep. It's not allowing me to start the video because the host has stopped it. Duval, you must unlock me.
Duval, you can just say there, ask to share or ask to turn video on or something like that.
No, the host has stopped the camera. Okay. Guys, who's the host? Leanne?
What,
it's
Duval.
Or Duval?
Duval, so if you just click on the three dots by Clayton's name, you should be able, there should be an option, say ask to start camera, ask to start video, something like that.
I clicked it, yeah.
Okay, there we go, Clayton. Yay.
Yeah.
You see technical difficulties. That's what the game is all about.
Guys.
Right, Clayton, when you're ready.
So we are Aquagel. We improve survival of plants from seed to transplanting. About myself, I am the founder and managing director of Aquagel. I've got a background in polymer and carbon industries, and I've combined these two industries into one business, which started in 2019. I was previously a joint winner of the Mail and Guardian Greening the Future Awards with Woolworths for another project. The problem we're facing is climate change, water shortage, and rising cost of fertilizer, food shortage, and soil degradation. If we don't quickly act with this 2 degrees Celsius mandate that has been placed, we are going to be in serious trouble if we don't keep this temperature rise below the 2 degrees threshold. We have a solution in the form of hydrocash, which is a plant gel. It is the only biodegradable plant gel that incorporates activated carbon. It is a patented and trademarked formula, and it improves water and nutrient retention and acts like a sponge. If you look at the pictures on the right there, you'll see that the picture on the right, the water is retained around the root zone of the plant instead of leaching through with every watering cycle or irrigation cycle. Water and nutrients leach through the soil and actually become pollutants. How to be great with 5 R's is to rethink the way we plant trees, vines, and crops, regenerate damaged soil, reduce leaching of water and nutrients, reuse the organic waste from forestry to make carbon, which is what we do, recover carbon dioxide from the atmosphere with more trees and bigger crops and plants. This is a typical value stream where, let's say, John owns a nursery. He uses Aquagel in his nursery to save on water and nutrients. That tree then goes to the farmer who adds Aquagel again. So we have a second value stream. That then goes to water saving and fertilizer reduction and increase in revenue if you can increase your yield with less inputs. And then the carbon cycle continues where we then absorb more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and then our trees are recycled to make more carbon that goes into the soil. Traction to date, we should finish this year, this financial year, with about 3 million rand turnover. And we have a presence in major retail stores and nurseries and expanding to Namibia and Botswana. Currently, we're actively seeking for investment to scale. And we're looking to a potential market of about 50 million in South Africa alone, with about a 25 to 33% gross profit margin. These are some of the guys that we've partnered with. Stark Airs being our main retail guy. Sappi, they planted millions of trees using our gel. We've got Fruit and Trees for Africa. And then, of course, shout out to LaunchLab. We're working with them. And Department of Forestry and Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. So I thank you, and I welcome any questions.
There you go. Well done, Clayton. Brought it down from the other pitch, which was 5 minutes long, to this 3 minutes. Well done to you. And I can see other Paul is clearly here for a question.
Hi, Clayton. Quick question around carbon credit trading. I saw it on one of your slides there. How significant is that in your revenue stream projections?
Well, it's something that we need to pursue. It's not something we're currently actively doing because of the cumbersome registration process. But what we're doing certainly qualifies for carbon credits because we already taking carbon from forestry waste, putting it in the soil to then grow bigger and better plants. And therefore, the whole cycle then continues. So we've qualified the process. We just need to now get the auditing process underway and get trial plots underway to actually start earning carbon credits.
Great. And maybe one very quick follow-up question. The application of your gel post seedlings, let's say, for example, that it hasn't been used in the seedling process, can it be used afterwards, after the plant is planted?
No, typically, if you can look at a lawn or a tree, it's hard to inject these products afterwards. So we're really looking at that early establishment, and in the case of, say, macadamia trees, where the guys plant from the nursery to the soil, that's when the tree is most vulnerable and it undergoes the most stress. So we take that stress away, and we're getting a 95, 99.5 and better percentage of trees that take in the soil because they've been planted in this pool of gel. So this practice is common in forestry as well.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Other Paul. Paul.
Thanks so much, Clayton. And it's nice to see examples of circularity practices that are trying to focus on regeneration and soil regeneration. I wondered if you could reflect a bit on the life cycle of aquagel in the soil after planting. You know, what happens? Is there residue? Does it stay? How long does it take to dissipate? Things like that.
Thanks, Paul. So the product contains a polymer and a carbon component. The carbon has got a 99+ year lifespan. The polymer itself has got a 3 to 5 year lifespan, but is fully biodegradable. Part of our investment strategy is to actually start growing a natural organic crop that could also be converted into a polymer. So that will be our phase 2 line. The likes of California and these places are really, really interested in that. So there's a 3 to 5 year lifespan on the current product, and then it becomes inert. It's got a residual monomer of less than 500 parts per million. So it is totally inert.
Right.
Thanks.
Joanna.
What's the polymer made from? You said a lot of things there that I.
So you get various types of polymers, and our current formulation incorporates potassium polyacrylate, and carbon and a few things, but typically it's a long chain polymer that just swells in contact with water. So if you can imagine a balloon that you blow up, and the outer wall just keeps on expanding. So we have about a 250 to 1 expansion ratio on the polymer itself.
Where do you get the polymer from? Like what process do you go through to get it?
These are all imported. There's not a company in South Africa with the capabilities of producing such a polymer. And the organic
Sorry, time is
polymer.
up. Sorry, Clayton.
No problem.
Thank you very much, Clayton. And thank you, Joanna, for admitting that you also didn't understand what was going on. I was going to make a joke about not understanding, but I don't want people to think LaunchLab employs stupid people. But guys, science is a specialism. Come now. Okay, so as you would have noticed, we've fallen a bit behind with our program. So our break is unfortunately going to be cut a bit short. We will return at past. We are all maybe in different time zones, but whatever time zone you are in, when the clock hits 30 just now, it's time to come back here, and then we'll start with our idea pitches. So go have a stretch, or if you're about to pitch, go have a stress, scream into a pillow and get it over with. We will see all of you back here in like 4 minutes. Right, everyone. I had my privacy screen closed, and now I am in the unfortunate position of calling us back for the pitches of our idea entrepreneurs. So these will be green rewards. Ooh, Smart Eco Highway, your SEH threw me there. Teleo Green and banana fiber seed bags. So if we can get an indication from our judges, please, that they have returned, we can go on with it without anyone but them. And our participants, of course. Okay, Joanna is here. Are the polls here? Oh, no, I think the polls are perhaps, oh no, both polls are here. Sorry, polls. I should not have assumed that you went for a tea break. Oh no, other polls did get something to eat. Great stuff. Okay, guys, are you ready? First up, we have green rewards. So that is Leo, and he is from South Africa as well. Yay, South Africa. No, guys, I support all of you. I support all of Africa. Don't get me wrong. I've just got to say stuff because that's what the MC's job is. Right, Leo, I see you are unmuted and we can see your screen. So whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much, Liana. I'm going to then just stop the video in terms of the bandwidth, to save on bandwidth, but we'll get straight into it. As you've introduced me, my name is Leo Long. I'm the founder of Green Rewards. So as a society, we are faced with multiple environmental and social challenges, from plastics in the ocean to climate change and freshwater scarcity. But what drives all these challenges? The answer: unsustainable consumption and demand. So the solution is Green Rewards. Green Rewards is an innovative loyalty program that rewards consumers for making green purchases while protecting the environment and supporting the circular economy. A quick look at how it works. So independent third-party agencies certify sustainable production at a primary level, whether it's forestry, fisheries, agriculture, and so forth, which results in an on-product eco-label, examples of which are seen on right here. These eco-labels verify that the product was produced sustainably and is therefore better for the environment as compared to a similar product on the shelf. The intention is to have these eco-labels highlighted during pre-purchase decision-making. Consumers will then earn green reward points by buying products bearing an eco-label that is a green or sustainable product, but points are also earned by actively recycling in support of the circular economy. Green reward points are then redeemed either by cashback or discount, but what sets green rewards apart is the other options, which include offsetting your individual carbon footprint, as well as donating your points or your credits to verified environmental agencies or social agencies who has a mandate that resonates with you as the consumer. All of this at the touch of a button on the dedicated Green Rewards app. So in terms of the status quo, in terms of progress, we are actively exploring markets and collaborations. In terms of the team, at this point, it's just myself. However, as indicated, I'm actively seeking collaborations. Personally, I have over 10 years experience in natural resources and business management and business development. Besides 6 tertiary qualifications, I'm currently doing a PhD and MBA. In terms of the future, I need proof of concept to secure funding and collaborations, as well as network access to potential investors. In terms of a conclusion, Green Rewards has the potential to reduce unsustainable production and consumption patterns, which speaks directly to Sustainable Development Goal 12, support the circular economy, facilitate environmental and social protection and restoration, support multiple social upliftment programs, and basically, because you can donate your points, your reward points to any verified agency, environmental, social, you can have an impact on all the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. And may I just say, best of flippin' luck to someone who's pursuing both a PhD and an MBA. I think that makes you certifiably insane, but definitely all best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Right. Other Paul is, as per usual, quick on that trigger finger. Other Paul, I don't want to say shoot and trigger finger in the same sentence, but please go ahead and ask your question.
Thanks, Leo. That was really interesting. Quick question around the how do you get around corruption of the certification agencies?
This is a question, and I think that's why it's important that we have an independent verification of these agencies to make sure that they are not fly by night and they are verified independently, because there is that sense that some are not really credible compared to others. So we will have an independent verification of their credibility.
Okay, so is that built into the IDF?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Right. Thank you, Paul. Other Paul, pardon me. Joanna.
So I had two questions. One of them similar on the concern for me is less so much on corruption and more on greenwash, because looking at those certifications, cradle to cradle is pretty hard to get. Some of the others are less so. So how do you decide which ones are not just a kind of rubber stamp versus like genuinely authenticating sustainable practices, number one. And secondly, this seems like a system-wide, this seems like it requires system-wide adoption. Can this work on a small scale or at a pilot or a prototype as you're starting out?
Thank you so much, Joanna. Yes, absolutely. So the intention is to start at a small scale, perhaps with one retailer, and perhaps best placed with an individual branch, perhaps a spa, a local spa. The alternative as well is that it can be adopted by a bank or by a existing loyalty rewards program. It can be facilitated in that means as well. In terms of the different certification schemes, indeed it is a concern, and it's one that we independently will look at to say which schemes are considered broadly greenwashing, and obviously there are those that are certified, and I think as a guidance we can use the Global Eco-Label Network as a guidance and a benchmark.
There we go, thank you. Paul.
I think Joanna is looking for certification of the certifications. Can I ask, I like that you're making use of existing infrastructures, you know, and we can always have questions about the validity of those infrastructure systems, and we should be asking those questions. But I like that it's connecting into a number of other things. Who are your target audience for the use of such an app? How will you try and widen the reach, understanding, of course, that South Africa is quite an unequal country, you know, and we often focus more on a middle class or a consumer class. How can we allow more people to participate in this?
Thanks, Paul. No, absolutely. So my PhD is actually looking at this from the fast-moving consumer good market, from right from perhaps the Boxers stores at the bottom of the chain, right up to Woolies on the higher part of the chain, to say to what degree are eco-labels being implemented at the various fast-moving consumer goods markets, and to what degree can we incentivize consumers across the range.
3 minutes.
Thanks, Deval.
Thank you very
PhD
much, Leo. Well, you have to send your dissertation on to Paul, please. I know he loves reading a good thesis, right, Paul? Fantastic, thank you, guys. So next up, we have Yvonne from Burkina Faso with Smart Eco Highway. There we go, Yvonne is coming up. Still loading, there we go. So as soon as you're in full screen and have unmuted yourself. Right, you are full screen, Yvonne. We are ready for you.
Okay, hello.
We can hear you. You are welcome to go.
Hello.
You can go ahead, Yvonne. We can hear you.
Okay. So thank you, Leona, for giving me the floor. So according to the African Economic Commission report published on June 2021, it's about 600 million people which still without electricity in Africa. And in the country like Burkina Faso, it's about 15 million people which still without electricity. And due to terrorism attacks in the north of the country, there is a strong demographic growth in urban areas such as Ouagadougou, which leads to an exponential increase in electricity needs in urban areas. However, it is important to notice that the electricity market in Africa was worth $180 billion in 2019, according to the IEA Energy Outlook. So, following this issue, we talked about a suitable solution called Smart Eco Highway, a project which aims to transform large spaces highly exposed to sunshine and hard traffic, such as road infrastructures, into real power stations for electricity production. And this renewable electricity will be useful for road lighting and power supply for also neighboring populations. So concerning our business model, our target customers are made up of power transmission and distribution companies, individuals with large spaces, and also road infrastructure government entities. And according to our financial forecast, we are expecting an average annual profit margin on a first year full operation of our sales of about 28%. So in order to give a strong environmental impact on our project, we plan to get 60% of our principal raw materials from electrical and electronic equipment, while providing a protective layer of our components with used tires. So concerning our progress and traction, we have been realizing upfront technical studies and design simulation, and we carry out several interviews and surveys with our target customers. And we also realize our market analysis, which help us to identify our direct competitors, our suppliers, and our local technical and political partners. So since 2020, we have been going through several international and national innovation challenges, which help us to raise $100,000 in grants. And I'm also working with several teammates, among which there is one civil engineer with a 3 full-year experience, one electrical and energy engineer with a 1-year full experience, and one ICT expert with almost 5 years full experience. So concerning our business forecasting and planning, after realizing our MVP, we expect to reach $155,000 of income generated over the next 2 years, while we expect also to acquire 200 new customers in the West African sub-regions. So finally, according to our needs, we require an immediate financial need of about $5,000 in order to finalize our prototype, and we require a suitable incubation program in order to acquire a suitable mentoring and networking support, ideally from the Stellenbosch LaunchPad incubator. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Yvonne. Paul, I'm going to call on you first this time.
I was waiting for the questions about the financing, which I might lead to another judge. I really like the idea of trying to tick off a number of things at once: data collection, energy generation, acknowledging that roads, unfortunately, are here to stay and are being built. I think my question, and I've seen in other spaces, and you listed your competitors, is the question of, does this need a large infrastructural investment to lay, or can it be implemented in a modular fashion and connected to specific businesses that will use the energy? What are your thoughts about rollout?
Okay, thank you for the question. Obviously, we will start by providing the technology in smaller scale, and we have been working on, we have been identifying some small streets in Ouagadougou in which there is a high traffic with highly sun exposure, and yeah, there are many population living around those kind of streets, and we plan to start by installing our devices in those small spaces.
Right. Other Paul, I saw you were ready for it, but I was not going to give it to you this time. But please do take it away now.
Thank you, Yvonne. So you are producing the solar panels or the solar function that go on the road surface and act as a substitute for roads. What is the cost of that?
First of all, it's not about yes, it's about solar turbine panels coupled with piezoelectricity. So it's a hybrid component which simultaneously exploit mechanical stress and heat store on roads. And concerning the cost of that, we are trying to focus just on building our MVP. So this is the reason why we asked about a $5,000 of investment in order to build and finalize our MVP.
Okay, and how efficient are these roads at producing electricity?
Yeah, okay. We concerning according to our simulations, with 100 watt power of one component, yes, we expected to produce a 200 kilowatt hour of energy output for 1 meter line of roads, which is almost 1 kilometer of a road, and for an average traffic load of 200 vehicles per hour.
Sorry, so 1 kilometer translates to how many kilowatts?
A 200 kilowatt energy output.
200 kilowatt, okay.
Kilowatt hour.
Kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I can see Paul is doing maths again there. It was dangerous business. Joanna, please bring it home for us.
I'm curious about the impact of the quality of roads on your model, and whether that poses challenges. So if the roads degrade, what that means, maintaining and keeping your module from being stolen and from breaking, the kind of maintenance ability locally, and issues of corruption around infrastructure systems, which I know are often have the fingers of government in them. Big questions.
Yeah, exactly. Concerning our maintenance strategies, there's a kind of machines which civil engineers use in order to bring maintenance into roads. They call it asphalt machines, which just come and with which we just come and resolve the local problem in which we have implement our product. And additionally, we want to integrate.
Sorry, it's unfortunately already 10 seconds over. Sorry.
Okay.
It's the end of the road, Yvonne. I've been waiting for 10 minutes to say that. So thank you, very well done, Yvonne. Next up, we have Fairchance from South Africa with Telio Green Recycling Marketplace. Fairchance unfortunately didn't get a chance earlier to test his screen sharing and so I'm hopeful, Fairchance, that everything will go smoothly. I can see you're concentrating very hard.
My fingers are crossed as well. I'm trying to share just now.
There we go, it's coming up.
You can see my screen. Okay.
Can see it, we're in Canva, we're with you, and we can see and hear you as well. So whenever you're...
All right. Okay, I think I can start now. Thank you so much, Liana, for the opportunity, and greetings to the judges as well. My name is Fairchance Nube. I'm a co-founder and operating officer of Telio Space. And Telio Green Recycling Marketplace is the recycling e-commerce brand of Telio Space, our company. And the problem that we are tackling is the worsening plastic pollution and environmental cost of plastic and poor urban waste management. And the fact that recycling and upcycling value chains are currently decentralized and informalized. And we are also trying to reduce the underdeveloped, to solve the problem of underdeveloped reverse supply chains in Africa. And our solution is an e-commerce marketplace that will trade plastic and other waste streams, as well as attempt to centralize and digitize the transactions that occur in the recycling value chains, as well as eventually work on to add the innovation side of the marketplace by developing new and better product. So in terms of the product itself, the recycling marketplace has the following features. So you are able to trade all major waste streams, and you are able to trade recycling machines, as well as the B2C side has household goods and outdoor products such as recycled plastic furniture, for example. And then in terms of the circularity of our idea, we are focusing mostly on facilitating the trade of recycled materials. So that's focusing on recycling as well as the upcycling, where we give SMMEs a chance to sell their upcycled products in addition to the recycled materials that we are selling. So the state of the market, I think is all well known to us that the recycling industry is growing quite rapidly. And our main target market is manufacturers, recyclers, and entrepreneurs. That's on the B2B side of the marketplace. And then household consumers as well. They can be on our marketplace to purchase household goods. And then our business model, we operate on vendor commission fees. So that's a commission of around 7% per transaction per vendor. And eventually we'll incorporate monthly subscription fees as we grow the marketplace. And in terms of where we are now, we are participating in incubators with the UCT eTrack program, as well as the Room Young Entrepreneurs program. And we are currently seeking advisory board members to also take us forward. And then the founding team, Mbongiseni and Tafara, they are software developers, and Mbongiseni is our CEO, and they all come from a computer science and informatics background. I come from political science and international relations. So we have a balance in terms of the technical and the non-technical founders. And then in terms of the future, we're hoping to pre-launch our early stage operations in January 2022.
That's the buzzer, sorry.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are the buzzer, Duval. Don't pretend like it's someone else. You're doing this because you're evil. Right, Joanna, do you perhaps want to kick us off?
Yeah, a lot to take on there. I'm curious. So you talk about the waste streams that you're focusing on.
Yes.
And you're facilitating trade between those waste streams, and you're selling recycling machines through your platform. Okay. And so which will be the kind of, sorry, I might have missed that, moved very fast. Which will be the major revenue for you, and what does the revenue model look like over the next few years?
Yes, so our primary focus will be the recycled materials first. We'll sell both of them on the marketplace because it's a business to business to consumer marketplace. So there's room for both the recycled materials and the machines. But initially we'll focus on the materials and then add the machines as a secondary product. But to sum it up, there's room for us to sell both the recycled materials and the machines. And then the revenue models, it all comes down to the volume of the transactions. So as I mentioned, that is we'll take it at 7% per transaction per vendor. So we get our income on the vendor side of the transaction, so that we don't have to directly get our revenue from every customer.
Fantastic. You guys are not going to believe it, but other Paul is unmuted and ready. I mean, he's such a quiet guy. I didn't see him coming at all.
Thanks. So what are your investment requirements? I saw it was on the last slide, but I didn't have time to take it in.
Yes.
What
So
are you required to launch?
We're asking 500,000 from an angel investor at the moment. And most of that would go into setting up the logistics network. The IT resources that we need are not as expensive, but to put in place a logistics network would require like a lot more in terms of planning, support, research, and putting in place like all the necessary agreements and arrangements to make sure that we have a logistics network to facilitate the trade. But generally, as things stand, the vendors already have their own existing networks. So also that's taken care of. But e-commerce, as you know, it's quite a cash-intensive business. You need at any point to have some cash at hand for costs that spring up that you most likely wouldn't have foreseen, no matter how meticulous you are, especially because recycling is so informalized in Africa. So you always need to have cash at hand. So our ask, to sum it up, is 500,000, but we can obviously do with a lot less. We are currently applying for all sorts of equity-free grant funding opportunities such as this one.
Thanks.
Okay, that's your time up. Thanks, Chance.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hey, Chance, I can completely relate to that. I also always wish I had some extra cash on hand. I suspect I'm not the only one. Right.
It happens to the best
Last.
of us. Stop sharing.
As Fairchance stops her sharing, last but not at all least, we have Giselle all the way from Rwanda. with banana fiber seed bags. Giselle, I see you're here. You're hungry, you're ready for this. You're going to end us off on the highest note possible. No pressure at all, you know. Fantastic.
Yeah.
We can see your screen, Giselle, and we can hear you. So whenever, oh, there we go, now it's loaded. Whenever you're ready, you can go.
At the heart of any plastic container is an unspeakable danger to life, economy, and the environment. Despite being the cleanest country in Africa, Rwanda is still far from realizing zero plastic waste, unlike many other countries globally, with tons of polythene bags used for many agricultural activities. As a team, we came to a conclusion that the solution to plastic elimination is not recycling. It is an absolute termination of it. Furthermore, we came to an agreement that the best suitable solution to remove plastic is to engage with biological and degradable materials that will add advantage to the soil fertility. So before we dive into our solution, let's take a step back. On the 1st of November this month, the world leaders met in Glasgow, UK, for the climate change conference, of which they discussed various agendas, including ways through which to reduce carbon emission. But that poses a major risk to human health and ecosystem. We believe that polythene bags are not like an exemption to these substances that are actively contributing to our environment devastation, because ideally the overall point of planting trees was to conserve the environment, but we have seen the use of plastic bags across planting activities where it have led to a degradation of the environment. So what is our solution? Our solution is very simple. We harness the readily available banana fibers banana fibers bags into bags that could be used to store the seedlings. So it comes as a beautiful hollow round bag made from banana bags or like banana waste. And this is to ensure that we are not only conserving the environment, but also adding an advantage of soil fertility, which misses from the current solutions implemented by various environmental lovers. So I'll extend it to Giselle to continue talking about the advantage of our solution.
Thank you, Emmanuel. I will continue to the socio-economic impact of our venture. So our venture hopes to focus on 3 main points, which is job creation, environmental impact, and financial growth. So we are hoping to generate a good number of 10 permanent jobs in few months from the analysis of the first years of operation. Currently in our country, fighting of soil pollution, we hope to reduce it by at least 70%. And also improving at high level, and also improving conservation at high level. And again, we may start up as a small enterprise, but may play a significant role in economic growth by generating more jobs with meanings and increasing of employment in our country, which will lead to the growth of our economic country.
Sorry, Giselle, that's the, oh, you were at your last slide. Sorry for that. Almost perfect timing.
Yeah, thank you. We are a student, Africa leadership student. This is a group of banana, this is a team of banana fiber seed bag. Thank you. Questions, suggestion, and advice are allowed.
Thank you very much, Giselle and Emmanuel. You tricked me there. I didn't know you were together. So when Emmanuel started speaking, I thought it was a video, and I'm like, no, you're not allowed to do a video. But then I was wrong. So, okay. Judges, take it away. Other Paul, shall we end on you for one last time, or start on you for one last time?
Thanks, Liana. Very quickly, what are the uses of the bags, and what other industries can this be applied to?
Thank you very much. Giselle, you can go ahead. I'll add a little bit here.
No, it's fine. You can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, so like we do have like several uses, but currently like we are more targeting, you know, like when people plant trees, they use these polythene bags as seedling stores in the process of like shifting like the seedlings into the farms and planting them. So we are looking at that as something that actually contradicts the practice of environmental conservation, because we plant trees in the name of conserving the environment, but it doesn't make sense that we are still using polythene bags in the process. So that's one area we are looking at, but there are other several environmental areas that our solution could kind of be customized to kind of cater for those needs. But our primary focus is that process now of planting the seedlings into like the farms where like they still use these polythene bags that do not really complement environmental conservation practices.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. Joanna.
I'm curious about how your kind of route to market, so how you would work with those who use the polythene bags. And I'm imagining the polythene bags are very convenient. So how does your product compare in terms of convenience for them?
Yeah, yes, thank you. Our product will be made of banana bags, and then the way of being convenient is that it will be also it will be maybe after planting your tree, it will be among of the fertile, because like after 1 year of existing, or maybe planting your tree, it get decomposed. That's how it will be.
Is there a risk that it starts decomposing already in the nursery?
No, it can't be decomposed. It can't be decomposed before 2 years. Dry outside and maybe irrigating on. Thank you.
So we have also like done a number of research pertaining like the whole portability of our solution and durability, as you are asking. So yeah, as Giselle was saying, we do have like an assured 2 years where like our bags could still like sustain any kind of environmental exposure. But the added advantage of our solution, obviously, is the fact that it will decompose and it will add fertility to the soil, and it doesn't at all cause any harm. And given that in Rwanda, where we currently are based, most of farmers here do plant bananas. So like we are very sure that we will be able to get and manufacture as many bags as possible. Yes.
Okay, that's time up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to all of our entrepreneurs, and of course to our judges as well. Trust me, they have not had an easy time of it. They've got to listen, they've got to score, they've got to think up questions. Like, aside from the entrepreneurs, it is the toughest seat in the house. So what we're going to do now is the judges are going to go off into a private breakaway room where they're going to deliberate and decide who wins our wonderful prizes and things like that. And in the interim, the rest of us are going to stay in here, and we are going to enjoy a presentation by the ICLEI team about the ACE Africa project. So please note, I'm going to open the breakout rooms now. The judges are going to join the judges room. No one else should join a breakout room at this stage. And please note, if you are not a judge and you go join the judges breakout room, I am going to kick you out of the meeting, not just because I'm on a power trip, because I'm the host of the meeting again, but also because it's private deliberations. So if any one of you dares it, you've now heard my threat here. So, oh dear, I see all my rooms have lost themselves. Judges room, okay. There we go. Okay, so judges room is open now. Again, no one go in there except the judges. I'm watching them closely. Judges, you're allowed to go into the room. Please let me know if it is not popped up for you, then I can assign you there. I didn't mean to be so threatening that you won't even. Is it not popped up for you?
Hasn't
Okay,
popped
Joanna.
for us. Just assign us.
Wow, okay, guys. I'm assigning you right now. There we go. Joanna's gone. Paul is gone. other Paul is on his way, and Duval is going there to help them with maths because he's a CFA.
Hey, Pauls.
Easy for you, Joanna.
Very. Well, easy for both of you as well. You only have to remember one name too.
I know, we didn't have to change names. That was handy. I had these moments of how othering.
So I got kicked out of the spreadsheet and was trying to get back in during one of the sessions, the Waste Bazaar. So I totally was like preoccupied and didn't fully understand. I was trying to listen, but didn't fully understand their model. So I haven't given them any scores. So just fessing up on that one.
Sorry, I
It
just
was a
wanted to.
logistics company. Sorry.
Sorry, Joanna. I just got some directions from Liana. She said the first thing is just to fill in the gut feel selections.
Okay.
So, because I think while it's still on top of mind, to fill that in. And just on that, the number one choice is a 3 score. So number 3 is not 3, it's number 1 gets a 3, number 2 gets a 2, and number 3 gets a 1, so it's the inverse.
This is incredibly difficult.
Really difficult.
You know,
I already forgot.
this is incredibly difficult.
Oh, we've got another 14 minutes, so.
Okay, good. We've got some time to breathe, and then to confer, because I would love to hear what you all thought of the different ones. I love the differences in questions that were coming up. All right, let me just do my. Who was that person?
My brain is breaking.
Me too. We had to take in so much information in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Correct. Where are we now?
This is horrible. Because all of them offered some really interesting things. I mean, I suppose there's a question, maybe we'll do this when we do discussion, and then we can.
For me, there are 4. There are a top 4. It's hard.
Which would you say are top 4? I
think the first 4 were the top 4 for me. Maybe that's for as long as my brain could focus. But I think that the plastic solar roof tiles, like, I just love their energy. Like, I think there are some things that they need to, like, some wrinkles they need to get out. But, like, talk about sort of grassroots entrepreneurs. Whereas Kudoti, like, they're great, but they're very slick. So, like, I feel like it's such an obvious choice. So maybe not the second one. Yeah, maybe it's that's the 1, 3, 4. Okay, I got it. Thanks for your help.
I mean, my difficulty is looking at them by the transformative potential we see, and by, if they're going to be. I mean, most of them are going to be part of the program, an incubation program. I think it's the judging here is really for a prize for this showcase. So to me, I see like the potential to just whisper in their ears and say, okay, we see circularity potential. I see Kudoti at the moment for me is disappointing because it's just waste, but it could be, and that could be a great starting point, but it could be a platform for a wider industrial symbiosis approach, So
but I think
to me, there's great potential for that.
Yeah, and what I like with them is I think because they have a smart entry point, they, because there's a danger with that kind of model of trying to bite off more than you can chew. And I think they have a smart entry point, which allows them to go in and kind of iterate because they're trying it in different ways. And so I think that has a lot of, I think they've been very strategic, and I think that's very thoughtful.
Yeah, that's actually the reason that I like them the most. It's because they were able to pivot and be successful in a market that is difficult to get into. So there must have been some proof that their platform works if the likes of those clients signed up. I mean, it's difficult to get those clients to sign up. So I think going for a holistic marketplace is very difficult, and I think it's maybe not well thought through, but the fact that they pivoted, I have a lot of respect for them as a result of that. The cup guys, I thought were phenomenal. And again, an example of grassroots entrepreneurs solving a problem, making it happen. I thought that was absolutely wonderful. So they're also my top three. And then I chose Aquagel because I really think that agriculture has a huge part to play in climate change. It's not necessarily circular though. That's I guess that's the thing that's bothering me a bit about them.
Yeah, there were some bits that I didn't fully understand. Sorry, go on, Paul.
It's not the most circular because it's not really looking at how to reincorporate something in, but it is looking at regeneration, which is kind of the wayward principle. And I really like it. I really like how simple it is and potential growth for some local generation of polymers through what was his wording? Or using organic polymer creation locally, which I think would be really interesting.
I think I just slightly felt like hoodwinked with like science. You know what I mean? He said like a lot of things, and I was like, because he kept using words that I think that there's maybe a simpler explanation, and I feel like someone who really understood the science might be able to ask a question and kind of unpick some of that. It just, I don't know, there was like a little alarm bell for me somewhere in the back, which might be made up in my head, but I agree with you, other Paul, that there wasn't enough regenerative agriculture in the mix, and there was a little bit too much on plastic recycling. So yeah, I see the case for that. So
I'm just checking time. We've got another 9 minutes.
I've given no score to Waste Bazaar, so I'm just very conscious of that. Would someone be able to just share a little bit? So that was, were they a logistics company? What was, I didn't fully understand what they were actually doing.
I perceive them as a waste management company, and they've got an app. And where it's worth just really thinking about context is reminding ourselves that, well, in South Africa, the countries, the municipality sends a truck around and picks up your rubbish, and so it's not even thought of. But clearly here there's this niche in having private collection of waste. So they're doing in a way a municipal job privately, or what I would consider a municipal job privately. So they'll so the one thing is they'll work on recycling, but then they'll also collect the rest of your waste and take it to landfill. So it is traditionalist, but it is filling a gap, and there is a service delivery there. So to me, it wasn't the most inspiring, but it was really useful to rethink, well, circularity in African cities. Remind yourself that actually good waste management is needed. Sorry.
Yeah, and Joanna, I think the way that they were differentiating themselves is they passed on incentives directly to the consumers who were dropping the waste. So you got points on an app every time you dropped recycling into a specific bucket, and then you got a direct incentive, and hopefully that would change behavior. So it was kind of an integrated platform and waste management kind of play.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it was quite confusing to try and understand. There was a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that's why, like, as my computer was like shutting down, I was like, this is too many. My brain just can't. I also had, I thought the prosthetics company was like a really lovely idea, but it just that felt like there were some big gaps in the thinking for me on that one. And then and like I've heard a lot of complaints about prosthetics like really causing quite damaging sores for people, and I just worried about she said that plastic was more comfortable, but I just don't think that's true, especially if you get dust or sweat involved. I think cheap prosthetics can cause issues. But not that being said, like is cheap prosthetics better than no prosthetics? Like I can't make that call, and I think creating accessibility is obviously really important. So I think it was really interesting and innovative avenue to be looking at.
To me, it's the most exciting, but maybe just because it's novel. I do think that in the pitch, she let us up a little bit down, and your questions about the 1,500 versus 15,000, I think is quite telling. And I don't think they had a proper answer to that.
I just think they weren't ready.
So it's the one that to me has the most excitement for the next conversation, but I think we'll be having those conversations with them. So maybe.
Yeah, I can confirm we are going to speak to all 12 of them, try and get them into a program, try to help them. So don't worry about that for now. We will be reaching out to all of them.
I don't think there's too much necessarily to say about Coffee Zen. The guy just wasn't ready for this. It was too early
idea
stage.
phase.
Yeah.
I think it's idea phase, yeah.
Like when he was like, it's maybe some curios and maybe some car parts. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Quite a big difference between those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the eco venture, the BIHA eco venture.
What was that?
Oddly enough, in our scorecard, we rated it the highest. So that one received the highest ratings across. And it's 3 big challenges he's trying to address. Settlements, energy, plastic recycling. I'm curious about the longevity of roofing tiles made of plastic. But if it's in modular form, maybe they're replaceable. The energy, your comment reminded me. It was very nervous in this pitch. There was something so authentic about it, which I liked.
Yeah, I really want to see that guy get a chance. I really think he deserves a shot. He was much less slick, but very real, had done a lot of thinking, had a lot of technical understanding. I don't think it was necessarily perfect, but I think that's okay at this stage.
Yeah.
So I think that, that was a really great one.
Sorry, just a quick comment from me. We've got another 4 or 5 minutes. And just on that last one, on BR, currently on the gut feel section, which is the one that we'll be using, on that one, they actually rated 3rd, only 3rd. So even though from a technical perspective, they came in 1st, they're currently 3rd. So I'm setting up my
Joanna's busy shifting her scores.
Yeah.
I'm giving,
so I just,
I think Kudoti
I just wanted
fine. Kudoti had the network already, so like I would rather give this one.
So that's an interesting thing. At the moment, Cup is number 1. So it would be 1, and then at the moment Kudoti, and then BIHA.
I'm going to change
because I'm also just filling in the presentation as we speak.
Oh man.
Yeah, for me it's between Cup and BIHA. I think those two seemed like they would do the and I think if it was terms of like giving a chance to not an underdog, but like someone who really deserves a chance, I feel like BIHA would have my vote on that. But I did feel like Cup had the depth of team, and like I would back them to get it right closer to first time, and probably BIHA might need a few iterations. So it depends what we think this money is for. If this money is for the opportunity for an entrepreneur to do those iterations, then I would give it to BIHA. If this money is for let's scale as quickly as possible, then I'd give it to Cup.
Deval, what is this money for?
Well, I mean, I don't think, if you look at the amount of prize money, it's honestly, it can't help you to scale, to be honest. Like 50,000, like 30,000 or 50,000 is not gonna, potentially 1 or 2 things, but you're not gonna go all out scale with that amount of money. So I think it is more on Jana's point, like another iteration, something like that, potentially going into another program. I don't know if that helps.
Nice, Joanne. See what you did there.
Okay.
Yep.
BIHA
gets it.
Very slick. I'm happy with this from my perspective. Paul, are you?
Yeah.
How do you
I think
feel
the
here?
most deserving candidate of the prize money is going to get it.
Yep.
It's quite a responsibility, eh?
Then on to idea stage.
But I think
we
these.
need to discuss.
Do we need to discuss the other
We
ones?
need to go to the ideas.
Ideas.
Yeah. Quickly, please. We've got. I'll ask Liana for another 3 minutes. We've got like basically 1 minute left.
It's between 2 for me. Well, actually, the most inspiring to me is the eco highway, but I'm not convinced of the. It's such a nice idea, but I'm not convinced of the execution and the amount of work you have to do to get that working. And the technology. I like the vibration technology. They're talking about the heat to energy. I'm less sure about. It's not solar. It's thermal and then capturing thermal heat. So I want them to succeed. I want them to do well. But you know, because having a technology maker in Burkina Faso would be awesome. But I'm not sure. So to me, the banana bag's simplest.
Yeah, they're going to need 10 times the amount of money they're asking for the Smart Eco Highway.
Yep.
I mean, there's tons of business help that they need, but as a concept, I really love the concept. You know, using roads to create electricity, phenomenal. So if that idea, and it is idea stage, so if it's the best idea, whether it works or not is kind of, I guess, is immaterial for the moment. If you're judging the idea, that's for me the best
interesting.
idea.
Yeah.
Because ideas will be implemented in different ways, as far as that's my interpretation of how we're judging. The banana fiber seed bags as an idea, phenomenal idea. I love that idea because it's going to biodegrade in the soil where it is. Is it going to make tons of money? Probably not, but it's a good idea, I think. And then the green.
It's a nice. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, and then the last one for me, the green rewards thing. Yeah, it's kind of nice, but there's far too much corruption in the certification of brands to rely on that as a justifiable metric of success. As far as I understand, I mean, that's just my opinion, but that can be changed and improved on or whatever. But I think it's a decent idea. Yeah.
Jana, the casting vote goes to you on this one. I see there's a.
So for me, the banana fiber, I don't think the team will be doing this in 2 years' time. I just, you know, they're in the student. Like, I just don't back the team. Unfortunately, they seem really nice, but this seems like a school project for them. I love the Smart Eco Highway. I agree. Like, tech in Burkina, like, yes, they need a lot more money, but it's a fantastic idea. I think the Telia Green Recycling Marketplace, they seem slick and it's needed, but it's like a massive thing to take on. Green Rewards, I'm not really interested in that one. So I think highway for me.
Okay, well, if we're going by best and most transformative idea, I'll agree.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm just filling it in. So we're going smart.
Joanna, what are your numbers? Yeah, exactly.
Highway, Telio. I guess based on my points, it would be green rewards, then banana fiber. Okay, I think it's a lovely idea, but I don't know the teams.
So I think it was highway, Telio, and then highway, Telio, banana fiber bags. Yeah. So that means Smart Eco Highway are number one. How does this compare to our actual scorecard?
Highway got 60, was the highest, then banana, then Telio, then green rewards.
Okay, so that's pretty similar. And then on the business side, how did we do there?
Bihar,
said
Cup.
Kudoti, Bihar, and Cup. Wow.
Well done.
Sure. We arrived there.
Okay. My brain is fried.
Seriously.
Thank you both for the time on this. That's but cool. I mean, it just shows you can absolutely do pitching in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, for this kind of money, but maybe not for more serious kind of money.
Correct.
Cool. Well, anyway, thank you so much for putting this together, Paul. It was really lovely to see, and we'll definitely be taking note of these case studies. I think Debs didn't get put. We should have asked. So my colleague Deborah was also kind of sitting in, and we should have got her to come into this session. But we'll be collecting the case studies definitely to make a note of them.
Yeah. No, they all
thank you, Paul.
Okay, we can go back to the main rooms then. Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thanks, Duval.
Cheers, Duval.
Right. Oh, our judges are coming back. Exciting times. Thank you, judges. Right. Okay. I will then take on the fantastic role of announcing our winners here. Just going to get my slides ready. Don't want to accidentally give something away. At our previous showcase, the science one that we were discussing just now, a slide did slip and there was a special prize in there by a sponsor. And unfortunately, that person got to see it before we even announced it. So I'm making very sure that I'm avoiding that situation this time. Awesome. Right, guys. Let me share my screen. Are you ready? So just to drag it out that little bit longer and remind you, everyone here is a winner today. As I said, out of 100 entries, you 12 were chosen to come pitch here today. So you are a winner for having gotten so far, and keep on working on your business. I always like to tell entrepreneurs that don't see something like, if you don't win this competition, it's not failing. It's just actually a cool part of your book that you're going to write one day about the immense success that you've becoming, and be like, listen, that day it felt really hard, but you know, we made it through and it was all worth it in the end. So here we go, starting with our idea category. Coming in third place, we have no one. We have green rewards. Yay! Congratulations, green rewards. Next up, banana fibers. Congratulations, you guys. And then the winner of our cash prize and some private mentoring with our LaunchLab team is Smart Eco Highway. Congratulations. Sorry, I hear a phone is ringing in my background, but I can't do anything about that right now. Next up, we have in our existing business category, third prize goes to Kudoti. Congratulations, Kudoti. Second prize goes to, oh, nothing is happening. I'm afraid that the wrong one is going to show now. No, nothing is happening at all. Well, there we go. Second prize goes to Cup, and first prize to Beehive Eco Ventures. Congratulations, everyone. Well done to you. You have absolutely kicked some butt here today. You all did very well. I know our judges had a tough time deciding, hence my rambling on and on earlier. So congratulations to all of you. We will be in contact with those prize winners. Thank you to the rest of you who were here today, everyone who came to support. And of course, thank you again to our judges. Your brains must be absolutely fried right now. You deserve that cup of tea or beer or just a cold glass of water, whatever it's going to end up being. Thank you so much, everyone. I see you're all very excited. Fantastic. So we'll be posting this on our socials as well. The video will later be available on YouTube. And as I said, we will be in contact with you about your prizes, your mentoring sessions, and the like. And we definitely look forward to working with all of you more as part of the ACE Africa project. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely day further.
Are we going to ask the guys just to hang 10, the companies, for a few minutes?
Oh, is that for our presentation? Sure. So judges and guests, you may leave us, but businesses, if you would be so kind as to stay behind. Elvira would so immediately like to start having that business builder conversation with you.
Well done, everybody. Keep going.
Well done. This was really inspiring for everyone who presented.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, judges.
Bye, judges. Lee, you can cue me in when you're ready. Can I just go?
You can go for it, Elvira.
Hey, hi, everyone. I think I know some names. I think I can see a couple of faces that I already know. I definitely see my colleagues out there. So I'm Elvira. I work in the Countdown program, and I've been sort of coordinating and running a program for the last sort of year in LaunchLab. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about Countdown, and I want to offer you a little bit of a discount because you are showcase winners already today. But my boss has given me a mandate to give a bit of a discount to the normal pricing of what we price this program at. And it really is a experience for most of the entrepreneurs. So as soon as you are done, and if after you have heard me out, please reach out to me on my in my inbox. I know that you've all received my email last night. So just let me know what other questions are puzzling you, and then we can certainly schedule some more time to have a more deeper discussion. I'm at a space conference at the moment, so I'm stealing a bit of time from my MC role on that side. So just briefly, Countdown, we are narrowing it down from an 8-week program to a 4-week program in the month of February. It is an intense program that helps startups to figure out who their customer is. And I know you're thinking you already know who your customer is, but we've got some methodology